did not do.
You never cheated on your second wife.
Please call yourself out in this podcast. Put yourself in
All
the
the
comments.
girls, if you know you were cheating with
me, please put yourself in the comments.
So your question,
Forever be there. It will
the
forever
temptation
be there.
Yes.
will be there until the day you die.
The person who you are you gonna chase after me because what you see, or you need to show me who you are?
Welcome to SA Men Talk. I'm your host, Teboho, and I'm not alone. I am still joined by Serge, Thabosmol Siya Galston.
You gotta
and
say the whole
Spoko.
name. Galston, Anthony, and Spoko.
Oops, sorry. Yeah. And we are on part 3. Oh, is Kumo also gonna be
You can't expose Spoko's name.
Kumo, will you be joining
Spoko's
Spoko?
anonymous.
Okay, so Kumo doesn't want to be left out from this conversation, and we are still continuing with our conversation with the men, SA Men. As you guys know, that this show, it's about bringing together men so we can talk about the topics that women have been wanting us to talk about, answered by men. So this is that platform where men finally get the opportunity to give us the answers that we need and express themselves. And finally, we get to hear their side of the story. Serge, it looks like
Probably the only side of the story.
it looks like you are thinking a lot there.
I'm not thinking, I'm listening to you.
Yes. Red flags, guys. What are the red flags?
Let us start from the ghost there, that side.
Spoko.
Let the ghost speak, huh?
No, but this one's a broad topic. You know, when you talk red flags, you know, depending on who you are, you know, if you Serge, if you're small, the red flags are many because they've got public profiles. You know, it's guys that have women throwing themselves at them, sometimes disguising even the fact that, you know, they're married. Yes. So you get women that approach them.
Wait, you see what you just did there, right? See, this is what I called out earlier, the ghost. Is that you just made the man guilty. Right? Don't make the man guilty before he's proven. Right? Not all men prove a guilt. Like you just said, they don't expose they're married. And that hit a spot for me because my ex-wife claimed that she did not know I was married. I'm like, hey, I posted my wife the whole time. Okay, so just so for context, right? So when I was my first wife, I was guilty for cheating on my first wife with my second wife, right? Okay. And then just last week.
So you did cheat?
So with my first wife, I cheated. With my second wife, I did not.
Okay.
I will repeat. With my first wife, I cheated. Guilty.
Okay.
Second wife, I did not cheat. Not guilty.
I want to know, right? You cheated on your first wife.
Yeah.
Right? Why do men think it's okay for them to cheat on women, and us women, we must forgive them? And yet, when a woman cheats, it's a problem.
So you asking me that question, but you looked at him or them, right? So it is.
I'm looking at all of you guys.
It's absolutely not okay because they're not guilty for something. They're not guilty for nothing, right? Right? So
Don't
they're not
speak
guilty
for them,
nothing.
G.
Men are
Do not
guilty
speak for
because
them.
no man will say never cheat.
No, I can't speak for all men.
Yes.
I'm taking the guilt to myself,
Thank
right?
you.
I'm going down with the ship, guys. All right.
Don't take one
So-
for the team.
I'm not taking one for the team.
No,
I can't
I wanna
accuse them
hear
for
from
something
all
they
of you
did not
guys.
do.
I think let's applaud G's honesty
Yeah.
and hear him out.
Boop, 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 boop. Where's the horn?
He's not hiding or he's just
Yeah.
he's stating facts. So
Not a lot can own up to
let's
it.
yeah.
Right.
hear
But
him
I divorced my first wife is not because I cheated, right? Just so you know that, but I did do it anyway, right? So first and foremost is that the first wife I cheated on her, and for everything I done is that I'm guilty and I should not have not done it. I should have known better. You name it. Second wife, I did not do none of that. I repeat, I did not do.
You never cheated on your second wife.
Please call yourself out in this podcast. Put yourself in
All
the
the girls,
comments.
if you know you were cheating with.
Me, please put yourself in the comments.
Yes.
Right? Be like, I did it. I saw what
Please,
that D
ladies.
felt like. All right?
We can say it makes it okay for men to cheat. It makes it not okay for men to cheat. But it's more emotional, and I'm not going to be like because like one-sided or whatever, right?
Okay.
But like it's more it's more emotional for women, especially if they get the attention, which they know they will get the attention from a guy that is new to the girl, right? The money, whether it's the money, time, and emotional support at that time when a woman is going through a lot. So they will be there. So that's why I was saying, if it gets to the physical part, that's where you know, like, you've lost your person.
So you feel like when a woman cheats, right, with another man, when you think you've lost the woman because the woman gets the emotions.
Yeah, I think right now with guys, it makes it. I don't know for if like I'm speaking for a whole lot of
Let me
guys.
just add something then before you finish. I think let's not take side because the woman cheat or the man cheat. I think we as a man, we think like we hold the woman like our own property, like your remote control that you can control. Because when the woman cheats, I feel very bad in the pain. I can't forget it. When I cheat, I think she's got nothing to do because I'm taking care of everything. I'm providing, I'm buying a car, I'm making it to live exclusive life. Though she cannot do anything without my consent. But that's what I'm going to say, that we all are wrong.
Yes,
doing that.
definitely.
That's why that I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
there's no okay
So
for men, okay for women.
Yes.
But let me explain
Okay.
the difference, right? So there's not one okay than the other, but let me explain the difference, right?
Yeah.
So can I ask the producers of the show to put this on wide camera because I'm about to stand up, right? In the meantime, can I ask Serge?
Please, guys,
Right?
is it on wide camera?
Because I've been putting you on blast, right? Because we're about to stand up. Serge, please stand up. I'm gonna show the difference, right? I'm gonna move this for a second.
Yeah.
My brother, please stand next to me. Right? So the difference, where should we stand?
Let's go back a little bit.
Stand back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So there's not much of a physical difference as far as height is concerned. I think Serge is a little taller, right?
No, I think you're just a little taller. Is it?
Am I taller?
No, Serge is a little taller.
Serge,
Okay.
Serge is a little taller, right?
You don't go that way?
So Serge, who's buffer, who's stronger, who's from the camera? I can't tell.
The masculinity, you're much buffer than.
Thank God, yeah. I've been doing my push-ups, right? So that's that. What more?
You just had to ask that, ne?
No,
Because
but
you
here's
want
the
to.
but here's the question.
Okay.
Right? So that's that. Do you think women care? Do you think women care?
No.
No, they don't care about
They
that.
don't
You don't
care.
look at those things.
Yeah.
Right? Now let's put the exact situation, right? If I was a woman and he was a woman, I was curvier. And he had less of her ass and I got a big ass. Who's gonna win this attraction fight? Ass wins.
Es pouco.
If my
Es pouco.
if my breasts were bigger than this, I would win, right?
But it's
See ya, who would win?
So the thing is, the physicality of the factor is that when you get into bed with a woman,
Yes.
is that she's winning simply because she's got a bigger ass, she's got bigger boobs. Like, oh, sorry, let's take a seat down, right?
Okay, I see where you're getting. I see where you're getting.
I mean, we saying that as both women because I'm not a woman, I'm not trans, just so that we can put it out there. Just because I mean we live in this community, right? We live in this community.
Yes.
Because I have a bigger ass or bigger boobs or bigger whatever the case may be.
Yes.
The factor is that men look for those things and target those things for entrance of their satisfaction.
Obviously, you
Yeah.
guys love that.
The physicality,
But
right?
it's pleasure. It's nothing more than that. So we don't get the emotional attachment.
I don't know if it's pleasure, but it's
Compared
more
to-
like
No, no.
unifying your
Like-
ego.
What
Like
is
as a
it?
guy,
is it
you know,
pleasure? Is it lust or what?
No, as a guy, like if I can get that woman that I never thought I could do, you know, it's like living the fantasy and it's over. But the minute a woman does it, because when a woman does it, you know, there's more emotion involved. I mean, there's very few women, well, not, okay, I don't know about recently, because women now are also like men. They're able to differentiate between just sex and pleasure and emotional attachment. But that's where the playing field has been for men.
Okay.
Because it's just pleasure and
So
physicality.
before Sia jumps in, right? So just to finish my point is that when I switched it to women, it became a whole big debate. But me, when Serge and I were standing next to each other, it couldn't tell if I was a favorite over Serge. I never beat Serge over nothing. I was slightly bigger than him. And you think that they wanted me because I was slightly bigger than him? No. They want to see who's about to give the biggest money. If Serge says, yeah, I got 10. And I'm like, I got 11. If he says he got 12, I'm like, I got 15. Then that's where it's at. It's who can provide the most. Am I right?
Sia is married. You've been married, Sia, for how long?
We've been together this is year 7 now.
Year 7, and I'm sure you.
Congratulations. Let's give it.
Congratulations. And for you to still be with your wife, I mean, you do find women out there attractive, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, you know, at the
And it's the entertainment industry.
Yes. But then you are still with your wife and you are faithful and so forth. Right?
I'm listening.
And no,
She's waiting for you to confirm if you're faithful or not. Don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for that trap, bro. Don't fall for that trap.
All
We
right.
got you. We got
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
So you are faithful. G and Serge, they were standing right here doing this whole thing. That men prefer curvier women and so forth. So when as a married man, right? Do you ever feel a certain way? You know what? Let me divorce my wife so I can go for a more pretty chick or a curvier girl or so forth. Does that happen to you?
The notion of divorce or separation or leaving one another is not, but
Okay,
we
but
don't have that kind
is the
of
temptation
conversation.
there? Is the temptation
You know why I'm
there?
asking that? Do you
No, I'll answer your question.
ever be.
The temptation
Yes.
will be there until the day you die.
And the reason why I'm
right?
asking because
But hold on.
Yes.
Remember what we said in part 1, that love is a choice.
Yes.
So regardless of how you feel, what you do determines how you love, right? Or whether or not you love someone.
Yes.
So choosing to remain faithful or choosing to not remain faithful decides whether you love someone or not, depending on what kind of terms you have. Every relationship has their terms and conditions, so I can't speak for other people. When it comes to the conversation of divorce or separation, we don't have that between myself and Umanjo. We don't have that. You know, yes, we'll have our fights. Yes, we'll have our arguments.
How did you address that?
Oh, Umanjo. So we...
Mandlov.
Yeah.
The elephants, which is like supreme, right?
Yeah, so in Zulu
like
culture, there's no Mrs. Mkhize. It's always Ma and your maiden surname.
I like that.
Right? So there's no Mrs. Mkhize. It doesn't exist in Zulu culture. Right? So we don't have that conversation. Yeah, we may fight or whatever. Like, I mean, I get shocked when I find out people like, oh no, she packed her bags and she left for the night. Or he packed her bags. I'm like, no, we
So
don't.
you've never done that?
No, we don't do that. We've never
Never?
done that.
In 7 years?
We've never done that.
Oh, well done.
We'll have an argument. We'll
Have you
fight,
slept on the
but-
couch?
Well, I've never slept on the couch.
Oh, wow, well done.
Can we give it?
No,
We may fight, but-
Sia got it good. Sia chose
But
right.
but at the same time, she's never seen that from her parents, right? And I've never seen it from my parents. So that does help as well. So it's not like, please bear in mind that we do have a privileged background, if you want to say that,
Understand what bars those are.
in the sense that.
I can feel the bars.
We
I can
didn't
feel the
see it.
bars.
But
That's a hell of a privilege. Congratulations, bro.
so-
I'm sorry for cutting you out. That's a hell of a. We can't skip that, man. We can't skip that. The fact that he's been in that background and that tradition continues. Shout out, bro.
But I also think apart from the background,
Yes.
right? It's also the kind of woman that she is, you know, and the kind of
It's
man
also
that I am, right? We evolve through the problems, right? There'll always be problems, and the idea that you're gonna stay the same person year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5
Year
is
15.
absolute nonsense. In tertiary, we were drinking. What we were drinking in high school is not. Oh, I wasn't drinking in high school. What we were
Snitch.
What we were drinking in varsity is not what we're drinking now, and that's because your palate changes and you evolve as a human being.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the toughest things with long-term relationships and marriages is one, the inability to evolve as an individual and as a couple, but also it's the uncommunicated expectations that are a problem.
Yes.
I think that's why people cheat sometimes. Like there's an expectation, right? Okay, I expect A, you expect B.
Yes.
There's a kind of an ebb and flow of type of thing, right? He might want more sex, she might want more romance.
Show me women that pray for their husbands.
Me, I do.
Thank God for you. All right, we need to multiply you. Grab your DNA and make sure that we multiply the hell out of you. All right, because there's not many of you, right? And I could tell. Could you tell me there's a lot of them?
No, of course. No, there is
No,
a
no,
lot.
but
Don't
there's-
you think
there's a
your mom
difference.
prays for your dad?
There is a most 17 women in this. There's no love.
Aibo.
Yeah.
When I Serge, can I ask you something, Serge? Would you have another kid?
Me.
Yeah.
The response that I'm gonna respond to you, I might not have another kid. But if God want me to have another kid, I will have. Because of what? Because of from where I come from with the relationship. Since where I come from with the relationship, I feel like any relationship I'm gonna go on, if I have a child with a person, we're gonna separate and then gonna show me drama in my life
You
again.
already think you're gonna separate?
Yeah, I'm from there. Why I'm not gonna separate? Because I'm not gonna die with her.
That's my question. How do you know?
He did something deep that y'all
Look
guys are
here.
missing. He did something
Look
deep
here,
you guys
I'm
are
a
missing.
believer.
Wait,
I'm
let's
a
let him
Christian.
answer. I
I'm
want
a
to hear.
believer, I'm a Christian. God will show me the sign. You understand? Whatever you want, if you pray for it, you get what you want.
You know, he's doing.
Amen to that.
He's doing something. He's doing something you guys are not seeing.
Yeah.
He's putting like God's word. He's putting free will, and then he's putting biology after. So he's saying that if God says that I could have a child, right, for whatever reason, however he brings
Look,
the
you
message,
must understand
he will
I'm from the trauma. My trauma is not yet finished from my previous relationship. Now, for me
Wait,
to
how
move
long have you guys been broken up
since
for?
2020, January,
And he's still traumatized.
look, it can still be on my mind.
No, I'm not judging.
It can still be on my mind. I need to be careful.
Yeah.
They
You
bump
need-
you.
You need
They
to
bump-
heal first. You need
Yeah,
to-
Yes,
let
but
me
that's
tell
why
you.
I'm saying from the trauma, there'll be wisdom that you have
Yes.
from your experience, right?
Yeah.
At what point do you not allow your trauma to debilitate you or to cripple you from enjoying the beautiful fruits that God gives you? Because
answered that.
God
He
can
said when God
wait,
speaks.
hold on.
He said it when
hold
God
on. Let
speaks.
me finish. God can give you, and this happens, guys. This happens all the time. I see many a client. They are blessed beyond blessings.
Yeah.
I don't want to
What's
expose the
blessed
family
beyond
member
blessing?
because I have a family member who is blessed with amazing people that come into their lives. I'm gonna say there because I know they're gonna watch this and they're gonna and
Snitch, bro.
because of their inability to carry forward wisdom and experience from the trauma as opposed to projecting, every single person that they come with, good or bad, right? They chase away. So my question to Serge is, how do you distinguish? At what point do you say, okay, you know what? Yes, I've gone through A, B, C, and D, but I'm wiser, I'm smarter, I'm more experienced, but I'm going to give you a chance.
But you don't know if God
Don't answer it, Serge.
But hold on, guys. Let's ask Serge.
Don't answer- don't
Guys, we
answer
must
this
understand.
Don't
We
answer
understand
it,
that
Serge.
we've been through something that Serge
gentlemen.
hasn't been.
Okay.
Wait,
We have-
gentlemen,
let's get Serge
can
answer.
Serge please answer this?
All right.
Okay,
Serge,
you want me
I
to
suggest don't answer it. It's a
No,
trap.
I'm gonna answer it. There's
No,
point of
the
that.
thing is, Serge, please answer. The
Let me-
reason I'm saying answer is
Yes.
because you've clearly gone through something that none of us here have.
Yeah, let's
Right?
hear
I don't know
from
about
Serge.
none.
Well, I haven't. So let me learn. I would like.
I'm sure, my brother, you've
To
gone
me-
through something
Yes,
similar.
yes.
I will try to go to the
just ain't trying to
relationship.
talk about it.
You
Okay,
Okay, guys,
understand
let's
that?
hear Serge, yes?
I'm gonna try to go to the relationship.
Yeah.
But just know that doesn't mean because I try to go to the relationship, I'm sure that person cannot do whatever I faced previously.
Ish, Mara Serge, you need
I
to
would
let
still-
go.
But you're still gonna
I
give her
let
a
it
chance.
go.
But
I
you're
let
still
it
gonna
go.
give
That
her a
This,
chance.
doesn't
this is
mean.
why. This is why I didn't want him to answer it.
No,
right?
but wait,
Because
but-
he's
No.
speaking from personal experience. And
Yeah.
it's a trap. All right. So let me. What was your question? You said
No, but I'm saying, but Serge has
how can
answered
you
my
decipher-
question.
Your question is
No, but
how
Serge
can
has
you
answered my.
decipher-
No, my
Okay,
question
guys,
was.
can we please give Serge?
No. I want him
No,
to
but
continue
Serge
to
has
explain.
answered my
I
question.
answered the question already. That's me.
Mara,
Yeah.
what I think, from
Yeah.
my point of view, I feel that
Yeah.
you are still holding on to the hurt and whatever you experienced.
Let me give you my experience. When I move out from the divorce,
Continue.
I tried to date. Everybody been coming around me. They've been pretending.
But you know why, Serge?
Yeah.
Do you know why, Serge?
Why?
Because, I mean, you did come out as the international
Thank you.
blesser.
I agree
And
with you.
obviously, when they come to you, they see money.
Manning, I agree
You know
with
what I
you.
mean?
I'm not rejecting that. The person who you are you gonna chase after me because what you see, or you need to show me who you are?
When she stops chasing that paper from Serge, Serge is gonna give her a chance as a real woman.
But
Don't talk about money when we start.
Yes.
For a year at least.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see.
Let me see if you are the right
ready.
person.
Yeah.
If you are the right person, that's what I said. That's my blessing.
When
he's supposed to give,
There you make me ill.
when he's supposed to give money,
Yeah.
Yes.
let the woman say no, babe.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's
I got
build
this.
this
I'll give
one
you
first.
double the money.
You understand?
bars.
Or
Those
at
are
least,
bars.
At least if I can get a woman who
Yes.
come say,
Yes.
let us build the business. That's when I
Yes.
believe that is the right woman.
So this is
But-
why this is exactly what they're saying, right? When they comboed on it, this is why I didn't want Serge to respond to it. Is because in the beginning, did you see that how we responded to, irrespective of what he said, it was going to be nailed against him, right? Right. But if we continue talking and we have backup, then there was context to it, right? The issue is that early on, I don't know what segment we were talking about, is that the man's always guilty until proven innocent.
that was off camera.
Yeah, was that off camera?
Yeah,
right?
it was off camera.
guilty until proven innocent. That's why I said to you, don't respond to it because it's a trap, right? So I'm hella media trained, 20 years deep. I understand that I'm media trained, so that's why I didn't want to answer. But now the factor is that he does not want to get into a relationship because he's been so scarred. You understand, the scar is so deep that even though he is healing and he's in the
Yes.
process, he's talking about 2020, right?
Yeah.
Even though he is healing, the factor that some other girl's getting there, he's trying to guard that scar wherever it is. He's trying to guard it. And the thing is, every
being
time
on
he's
the
trying to guard it,
relationship
let me
for 10
finish
years,
this one, my
8
brother.
months, and then
Let
separate.
me
It's not
finish
a
this
small
one, my brother.
game.
So
No, that's
even
a
though he's
lot.
trying to guard that scar,
Yeah.
it's still vulnerable.
Yeah.
If it's not hit by that other person's hit by bacteria, it's hit by viral infection, it's anything can hit it.
Yes.
So he's trying to protect himself. That's why I was like, don't answer it. But then when my brother over here, Thabo, came in, he brought context to it. And that's why I was like, your question was a trap.
No, hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain my question, right? Because it seemed like it was a trap. It was not a trap. Serge, on my question, Serge said that despite the wounds and the trauma and the experience, I'll still give her a chance.
100. 100.
That's it.
Okay.
Literally, that is
Thank you.
all I want
Thank
to
you,
find
Serge.
out.
He'll still be a
Can
hunter.
we-
Despite
can we go to-
the trauma,
Yes.
he said, I'll still give her a chance. And
But the
let
red flag's
her-
gonna come up immediately if she brings up the paper.
The ghost. The ghost is
No,
spoken.
but Serge,
But I'm
but
saying
guys,
Serge is...
wait,
Look,
wait,
but
guys.
2 weeks.
also,
Wait,
but
you are like-
okay, before we move on,
What do you expect
thing
me
is
to
you-
say when the girl is asking
Serge,
what you are like?
Serge, the
Red
thing is
flag.
that you can't say now because you've been through everything you've been through,
Yeah.
because some ladies, they scarred you and so forth. So now when you feel that, you know what, I just don't want to like be a provider and so forth and blah blah because of the
No, but-
previous
Provider.
woman.
No,
Wait, that's not what he said.
Provider.
Wait, he didn't say that. That's not what he
Okay.
said.
Love.
Love.
Love,
I'm a man.
yes.
That's
Yes.
my responsibility. The
Yes.
Bible says
Yeah, that's not what he
God
said.
created a woman and a man to
Yes.
be together to make each other feel strong.
Yes.
Who's the king of the house? Is the man. Who's
Yes.
the provider? Is the man.
Yes.
That's my responsibility. My responsibility, I need to do it in the right person.
Oh,
Not in the
you.
right-
And just before we wrap up, we promised our viewers that we'll be talking about GBV, which is very important. It's a very important issue in South Africa, and it's something that we definitely need to talk about. It's something that we need to, Serge, I think you're also part of like an organization or something with GBV.
Yes, yes.
What do you guys think of domestic violence?
Okay, what do we think about domestic violence? I'm telling you, we as a man, we become too much harsh when it comes in terms of abusing women. When I'm saying that, with the experience that I have and some of the organization that I was voluntary to do some of the investigation because I have a little bit of knowledge of the law that I study here, even if I never finish, I volunteer myself to stand for the right of the woman, to show the justice of the woman. That's what I've been dealing with most cases, like when the woman opened the case, they don't get assistance. That's when I've been coming to the board to make sure that they get assistance to open the case, and then the case go to court. And then I realized that with the number of the men in this country, they've been abusing the woman to the point that I'm telling you that is overpassing to the point that we are losing many women in this country. You understand? Especially when it comes in terms of killing the woman, men are not playing games. They are killing a woman in a lot of occasion. You understand? That's why we've been standing most of time as a men come together. Let's try to support to stop this thing of abusing women and then killing the woman or assaulting a woman. You understand?
And I think right now we should touch more on how can we change it. I think that's the conversation we should be having, you know, instead of about this and this. How can we change it? Because it starts from one man, right? 2 men and so forth.
I think.
How can we change it?
Go ahead, bro.
I think from my side, like if in most cases, and how, especially in the hood, with kids that don't get English that well, when you talk of gender-based violence, it just automatically says a woman is being abused. And I've grown up Kokasi, where I've seen women like proper abuse men, like hit a man to a point that like a respected man will run out his house, go next door and cry because he was being hit, and the only person that he could talk to is the man next door because he can hear the things that are going on. With all that going on, the next thing you see police at the gate, and they're arresting the man that was crying for being hit by the woman. So I think the most important thing that we should understand and make clear with the GBV is like also men are going through a lot.
I was one
violent
myself. Let me interject in this, right?
Yeah.
Thabo, we come from the same hood, right? And
In this place.
and we grew up in the same. We come from the same generation, you know. We're 80s babies.
Yeah, sure.
And a thing, Kokasi Kore, women are groomed from a very young age to realize that a man that doesn't hit you doesn't love you.
Yeah,
And
Ain't that Zulu people?
And we kind of
Ain't that just?
relive
I
that
thought it was a
cycle
Zulu thing.
throughout all the generations.
that was
That
a norm.
it's a norm that if a man hits a woman, it's proving his love.
Yeah.
And now we need to break that cycle, but it's almost difficult to break it because the women are ingrained that a man that beats you is
Love
showing his
you,
love
right?
for you.
So I know nothing about the hood love, right? So I married my first wife Zulu, my second wife Chinese, right? Third wife is gonna be something from a different continent. We're working on that. All right, or just baby mama. But I married a Zulu woman, and the first Zulu woman. And the thing is not I'm putting this out because I'm trying to like put dirt on her name or anything, but she put hands on me, right? And I'm just coming to a point he's saying is that when she put hands on me, I was like, I can't talk about this. Like I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Did you feel like ashamed, embarrassed?
I didn't even feel like she did something wrong. Like it wasn't apparent to my man brain that she did anything wrong. It only was apparent that if I had to reciprocate what she's doing, I did something wrong. 100, the ghost is talking at the back, right? So I felt like in as much as she's doing that, I'm trying to reason why are you doing that? Like, what the hell wrong with you? You crazy, right? So I could say all those words, but I could not hit her back. There was a situation where I was driving Serge's car outside, and it's can I say the name of the car? Yeah. It was an ML63 AMG, right? So I owned an ML63 AMG. So I owned one of them cars, right? At the time, I sold that already, right? So what happened is that we had this fight, and then I took her to the hospital because she claimed that she fainted, right? Well, she saw she fainted, so I carried her and put her in the car. So this is like long story short. And I put her in the car. We got to the hospital. She started acting frantic. So I'm like, oh shit. excuse me. Oh, damn. Everybody looking at me crazy. So I'm going to put it right back in the car and drive home. But here's the crazy part, right? And I remember this was daylight. It was the 10th of May, 2018. And I'm driving back. And as I'm driving back to take her home to see that she's fine, she grabs a steering wheel, right? And thank God for four-wheel driving AMGs. And what's his name? Kubler? F1 Mike, the one who created the engine of the car that I drive.
Yeah, and the reason why
Is it plausible? Is
no.
if you didn't know G the way that you knew him, is it plausible as a stranger?
That you believe what he's saying.
Absolutely not.
Bleep the part.
I mean, don't you think?
Anonymous.
Don't you think now we at a point now where police are supposed to believe men? I think we are there, right? Aren't we there? Don't you guys think we are there?
Like, I think we're honestly there. So that's why I was saying
we
earlier,
should be.
like,
That's why I'm so surprised that they didn't believe you. I mean,
I'll tell you why I didn't believe it. Because early on we spoke about men just assuming that the woman is right, and I also spoke about men just dogging other men out. The thing is, when they hire police, the SAPS, the South African Police Services at the end, right? The last S, is that they don't hire the most intelligent people. I don't mean to insult South Africans as a whole. They do not hire intelligent people, and therefore throughout their lifespan of being police, they're just gonna be out here dogging Galston Anthony. They're gonna be out here dogging him. By assumption, he is wrong until he's proven innocent. And I think part 1 and part 2 we spoke about that. I am wrong until I am proven innocent as a man, as long as I have the genitalia.
There's also some men. Sorry, so I'll let you speak now. That do keep quiet out of fear of losing your kids.
100.
There are men that keep quiet out of fear of losing their kids.
or losing
Because
everything.
if he speaks out and says A, B, C, D, she's gonna retaliate and say, look, I will say that this and you'll lose your kids. From a professional experience, there's many men I've had sessions with who are keeping quiet about a lot of traumas and abuse at the hands of women, but they don't want to risk losing their kids or losing access to their kids, so they just keep quiet.
so they're doing it for the kids mostly.
They thug it out.
The kids are weaponized.
They thug it out.
They thug it out.
They
That's
thug it out.
true.
King, why? Why?
At the end of the day, the reality is, if there's a separation, kids always stay with the mom, right? That's the reality. Okay.
I was in court, and
men want to
I've seen
spend
that as
time with
well.
their kids, right?
Oh yes.
So when they start bringing up things like she abused me, she did this, she did that, yeah, well, sometimes
then-
they fear.
yes.
This is one of my clients. They fear retaliation. So I've had many men that are just like, Sia, let's just leave that. We're not dealing with it. Let's put it to bed. I'm not taking it any further. I'm just choosing to spend. I can see my kids. The trauma, I'll deal with it in therapy.
Sure.
Drink it.
I'll drink it. I'll deal with
drink it
it.
away.
Look, eventually, I do
That's
push
deep,
them to
and
therapy,
that's
and sometimes I get them to it. But there are many single dads raising kids with
100%
dead
And then
moms.
from a spiritual point of view, from a spiritual point of view, can you connect it with GBV?
There's no spirituality or no spiritual link between GBV. No link between spirituality and GBV. GBV is
I get it. I get it, Baba.
There is a massive misconception that ihliso korobela or love potion causes gender-based violence. Right? That is not the case. Remember, love potion is about deceiving person X to love person Y, right? You would create the illusion of love, but an illusion needs to constantly be replenished because it's not real, correct? People get tired, people get lazy, people get comfortable. They don't replenish that anymore. The illusion falls away. The mask drops. The person then sees you for who you truly are, right?
But now there's kids involved.
There's kids involved. They can decide to pack their bags and walk away, or they can decide to retaliate aggressively. The key word here is decide. Their free will is still not, their free will in terms of how they react to that moment of enlightenment, if you want to call it that, is not taken away from them. There are many men that are victims of korobel, right?
Bars.
Some of us are sitting here and we're victims of Korabela, but we'll never say. We'll never say. And the reason we'll never say is because people are watching, but we'll never say. There are many men.
But do they know men who are
No,
victims of
no,
Korabela?
no.
Do they-
This
do
is
they
no,
know?
no,
Maybe
men
This
know.
is why I'm pro snitching.
Men know, but
got
this is
your
why.
way.
But we didn't. Men know that there are many
Accept
men
it.
that have been victims of Ikorobel, but they didn't abuse their partner or ex-partner.
Yeah.
100.
If Ikorobela caused gender-based violence, right, there would be an absolute massacre of women in this country. That's Ikorobel yasetshenziswa like yabona like la South Africa. Ikorobel ayinosham yashawa.
Serious?
Ikorobel iyashawa day in and day
Hey
out.
man, I
Okay.
might
That
be a
was the
victim of
case.
Korabela myself.
Let's close this, Nay. Let's close this. How can we solve the situation or try and solve
Start
the situation?
snitching.
Yeah.
That's
Start talking.
Call out
That's
the
actually a good
women
idea.
How we
and
need to
call
try
out the
to
women.
resolve it when it comes in terms of GBV.
yes.
What do we
yes.
need to look at most to try to resolve this matter? Because men are killing the woman and the kid because of the part of the relationship. Where we need to come together to see how to resolve it when the people come on the term of separation, how to give the men access. What I'm going to advise most men, when the relationship cannot work, you need to walk away, continue with
Yes.
your life.
Walk away.
You
Rather
understand?
walk away.
First
When you
one to
find,
walk away.
when you find your partner cheat,
Be the
just need to
first.
say yourself that let
It's
it
not
go.
for you.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
You know, certain things God will show you a sign when your partner cheat to show that this is not your relationship. You need to walk away to leave it. With the new law that is coming to the country, some of the law is already been submitted
yes, already.
that men gonna go to prison for many years.
No bail.
When it come in terms of GBV. And then
This
some
came in
of us
November
men,
2022.
yeah,
Just so you know.
some of us men, we need to consider it. And we need to respect it. You need to back off. If the relationship cannot work, you
Yes.
need
Save
to let
yourself,
it go.
brother.
Save yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave the woman alone.
Yes.
Let the woman move on with his life.
Yes.
This thing of you taking your gun, kill the woman. Just think before you take that gun. If somebody do it, kill your mom. How are you gonna feel as a man when yourself as a man can take a gun to kill another woman? What are you gonna feel when you done that? If somebody take a gun,
100%.
shoot your own child, you as a man, how do you feel about it? You understand? That's why we as a man, we need to stand up to say no to GBV.
Yeah.
You
This
understand?
closes
We
right
need to
here.
stand up
This is
to
beautiful.
say no to GBV.
100%. 100%.
Thank you.
100. Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on SA Men Talk. Serge,
Yes,
thank you, former international placer.
I'll take over from here.
Galston is taking over from there. Galston is now the international placer.
Already excited.
Galston Anthony, international blesser. Best to ever do it. You ain't got a job, I'll bless you.
Thabo, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
on
you
SA
very
Men
much.
Talk.
Oh, wait.
And keep doing what you do best. I
Away.
mean, do the things. See ya. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for
And-
having me.
Was it?
And it's great to have